How you doing today anyway? You good?
I'm all good, man. Yeah. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's good. It's a Friday after this. I'm in London, so this is 4 p.m. for me. So I'm just settling into the weekend.
Nice, nice. I'm in Santa Monica, but I head to Miami right after this.
Oh, nice. Is that for the movie to do some more?
Yeah. I was here for we had the premiere last night in Westwood. It was really nice.
Mm.
And then I pop over to home to switch suitcases and then go to New York the next day to be doing press for another film project.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to be busy. But I'm going to begin my first real question about this, about Stars Fell Again. I just wondering at what stage you kind of found out there would be a second film.
You know what? When we were filming the first one, it was so much fun. It was we filmed in Beaufort, South Carolina. So from the environment to the town itself, I'd never been on a project where literally each restaurant, like there were several restaurants in this cute little town, they were our caterers on different days. And I don't know how they figured it out, drew, straws or something, but it was awesome. Everybody came together and welcomed us in such a great way that it kind of felt like a no-brainer. Like, let's do this again. And then I guess it came as an official request shortly after the premiere of the first one. And we jumped back in, didn't get to go back to Beaufort. We filmed in Atlanta and Rome and some beautiful places in Georgia.
Mm. Was there like a bit of a comfortability walking back onto set and seeing the same kind of familiar faces that you'd already obviously just spent all that time with?
100%. I mean, even the first time going on set, Ciara and I have been friends since I moved to LA, Ciara Hanna. So it was a really nice surprise to hear that she had been cast in the first one. And then when I went on set, I hadn't seen her in many years. We used to have the same manager. I mean, way back in the day when I first moved, like 17 years old, I think. And it was like no time had passed. So from the first one, and especially into the second one, it was wonderful. I mean, it's so nice to work with people that you get along with. There's already chemistry. There's an awesome ease and confidence going into a project like that.
Yeah, I mean, with Ciara, I mean, it must be so great because, like you said, you've been friends for some time. I mean, you've got to part of your, I know it's your job, and I know it's something that everyone kind of has to just kind of get used to. But you often have to manufacture chemistry with your kind of co-stars. That's just something all actors have to do. It must come so much easier when you've got that inbuilt relationship with someone already.
100%. Especially in a role like this, we are supposed to be playing people that have known each other for many years. I think in real life, we've known each other a lot longer than the characters have. So in fact, I think that's where some of the acting came on, is more on screen, figuring out like, hey, how do we redevelop and rediscover this relationship? But I mean, yeah, of course, it's fantastic because there's always a nervousness about, am I going to get along? Do we have interests in common? And of course, you can still do a job with somebody that you have nothing in common with, but it's a lot easier to be able to have that relatability, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you just mentioned the word nerves. I was going to ask you a question about nerves because I've interviewed people before that have sung, like, you've sung on stage before. You're kind of very used to singing in front of crowds. How is it singing or performing on set? Is that does it tap into like a different type of nervousness? Or is it something that you feel really kind of at ease with, having the kind of experience of singing in front of people before?
It certainly makes it easier. Yeah. When you're on set, 9 times out of 10, you're essentially lip syncing, right? Because you create the track. It's very hard to line up camera like a music video if you're doing it live. You could be in the wrong key. You could be at the wrong timing, the wrong tempo. I mean, so 9 times out of 10, probably more than that. It's a little bit easier because you don't have to be live. Now, to make it look realistic, you better be singing. There's a lot of tricks with that. But I mean, once you're on stage and you've done it live and real hundreds of times, it certainly makes it easier to be on set and go, okay, I can make this look good, and there's a lot less pressure not having to do the real thing.
And does it, when let's say you got a big like concert that you're about to go out for, or let's say you got a huge scene, your kind of prep in the morning, your psychological kind of preparation for like a big day, is it the same irrespective of what you're doing that day?
I think the prep work in and of itself is the same, but how you prep is of course different. Going into character work, this film, really lighthearted family film. It's not going to be that dark. I don't have to go to any certain places pulling on, I think every actor has their bag of tools, so to say, and I have specific memories that if I think of just make me laugh genuinely out loud, and other ones that truly make me sad. And those are good starting points for where you need to go. Something like this, of course, they're realistic situations. And so you try and pull from places you've been that might be similar to that, but, not too difficult emotionally, which is nice. It is nice to do a film that is very lighthearted. And, it's a little bit different with preparation to singing, because there you actually have choreography and places you need to be. And I'm thinking like a game plan, like playing sports or anything like that, you know, going out, and I played football or basketball or soccer, you run the plays, and it's very similar. On set, a little easier because you just film in half a page or 2 pages versus 2 hours. So same idea with preparation, but varies how you prep.
I just quickly before I go back to the movie, just on the subject of kind of music and stuff. I mean, you're touring with Big Time Rush again. How has it been getting back into the swing of things there? I know it's been like, a couple of years now, I suppose. You've been kind of back together.
Kind of wild, because to me, it kind of feels like, we were just bringing it back together moments ago, but now, yeah, it's been a couple of years. It's been fantastic. We didn't know what to expect. We had high hopes. COVID really locked in that we wanted to bring back the positive nostalgia, the memories for us as well, and our fans of just, I hate to say a better time, but at that time it was a better time, a happier time, a more normal time. And that's continued and has prospered. And we've had so many people come out and see us. We sold out pretty much 44 shows last summer. We're about to go to South America, and God willing, we're going to keep touring. We're working on an album right now. So there's a lot ahead for us, and we're just grateful that people are excited to have us back.
Do you find that COVID was quite an introspective time? Did he kind of, because I don't know about you, but I think it was, obviously it was sort of devastating, a sort of impact around the world. But for me, kind of personally, kind of looking ahead and stuff, it made me kind of reflect and like realize what I valued more in life. I don't know. Did you find you had a kind of similar experience during that time?
I mean, I think it would have been quite a waste if you couldn't find the silver linings in it, So absolutely. I'm looking back on it. Of course, in the moment, you didn't know if it was going to be a week or a month, much less years. None of us really thought we'd be there for 2 years approximately. But looking back on it, I also have, a somewhat fond memory of, hey, I'd recently started dating my girlfriend, and we got a lot of time to spend together. And I know there were a lot of breakups and a lot of pregnancies in COVID. And I feel like it went one way or the other. We did neither, but we stayed together. And again, a horrible time to go through, but there's a little bit of that introspective relationship that we had internally, we had with each other, that I look back on, and it's kind of awesome, because we're never, hopefully, God willing, never going to get time like that again. So you have to appreciate it for what it was.
I'll go back to the movie. I was going to wonder, I mean, because obviously, when you've got a film that was successful, like the first film was, and you kind of want to give fans more of the same thing, because obviously you want them to kind of enjoy that, to kind of experience on a second occasion. It still has to be slightly different to the first, like with any kind of passing project. So what do you think fans of the first can expect from this sequel? How does it kind of differ?
Well, what's really nice about this is it's not 100% about Ciara's character and mine, Bryce and Madison. We go, and it starts off like, okay, it's going to be the proposal, and it's going to be the wedding movie. But then all of a sudden it becomes this ensemble cast, because we get there, and her sister, who's introduced in this film, gets proposed to by a boyfriend of, 3 months. And it's really a fun mix of characters. It's really much more of a broad storyline, which I think makes it more dynamic. There's some amazing actors in this film with us, and it brings a lot more heart. And of course, it ends up working out in a certain way for our characters, but it's along with everyone else. So it's a bigger cast, and it's a much bigger ride.
Do you reckon there could be a third?
You know what? Always a possibility. Not my call. So you guys watch it and you like it, and by all means, shoot some comments their way, and anything's possible.
So just going back quickly to your singing bit. If you could sing at a wedding, what song do you reckon you would choose to sing in real life?
Wow, if I could sing at a wedding. I mean, good Bruno Mars song. Catch a Grenade. I don't know if that's the actual title of it, but the song, Catch a Grenade for you. It's such one of my favorite ones. And probably that. And then, we just had a writing trip, the band and I. And like I said, putting together an album, and we wrote a beautiful ballad. Can't give anything more than that away, because as I'm saying this, you just never know what's going to end up. And I hate teasing a song that won't be on the album, but I'm hoping it will. And I think that one will get sung at quite a few weddings, and hopefully we'll have the privilege of actually singing that one ourselves.
And just very quickly before I do go, because you're mentioning before about actors kind of having a toolbox, so to speak. I just wondered, because you've obviously got a bit of a variety now to your roles, kind of romantic comedies, war movies. I just wondering, is there something you've still sort of yet to try that you'd like to give a go?
I've always loved comedy, and of course, really, really anxious to continue to do more of the action type films. And I've done some small scale combination of the both, action comedy, but to grow that, to really do a proper action comedy, you know, a la Ryan Reynolds, where it's just, I mean, the physicality is undeniable, and then the acting chops and the timing also. When you combine those two well, it's so entertaining. I feel like it's the most broad audience type content you can have, because it appeals to everybody. It's like, wow, that's just good work, and it's entertaining. And you know, hopefully I can get to do more of that. In fact, I will get to do more of that in my career.
Brilliant. Well, I look forward to seeing it. Thanks so much for your time today.
Likewise, Stefan. Thank you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!